Hi guys, happy Sunday. I hope you're all really well and have had a great week. I certainly have. This week we've had a visit from the wonderful Mark Regan, and Mark Regan works very closely with Bobby in the States and is one of the managers of Artistry. So yes, brilliant day of Artistry with Mark on Friday. Thank you so much, Mark. And lots of other exciting projects, including some filming with Brides Magazine and Brides the Show on Monday, which is great fun. Some of you might have seen sneaky peeks on my Snapchat. This week I want to create something that isn't actually specific to my skin needs, but I have seen lots of requests for information about makeup and skincare for oily skins, and specifically concerns about large pores. So let me show you and run through and demonstrate how to use some of those products. I haven't demonstrated them before, as I said, because essentially my skin type is normal to dry. However, I do want to show you all the brilliant things that Bobbi Brown has made for those of you with a slightly oilier skin. So of course, skin starts with skin care, and as much as it might confuse some people, I still think the best cleanser for an oily skin is the Soothing Cleansing Oil. Look, mine is well loved, as you can see, it's almost at the end. But an oil very gently breaks down dirt and oil on the skin. So you simply pump maybe 3, 4, even 5 pumps into the palm of your hand, and then massage into your skin, whether you're wearing makeup or not. Splash a little bit of water on it and it turns into a creamy milk, and then rinse. And what you'll find is that by using an oil, actually it really helps to balance the water and oil levels in that top layer of skin, as opposed to using something much more stringent, which strips the skin of all its natural oil, because what then happens, your sebaceous glands, well, your skin recognises that there isn't enough oil to protect it in its surface layer, so your skin produces more. However, if you're using the Soothing Cleansing Oil before makeup, you must use a little bit of a tonic to remove any excess Soothing Cleansing Oil. And I love Bobbi's Hydrating Face Tonic. There is no alcohol in this tonic, therefore it's not a toner as such, but it will help remove any excess cleanser or Soothing Cleansing Oil on the skin. It also has some moisture magnets in it that will help any skincare you then apply to adhere to the skin. Now, it's not going to make your skin greasy or oily. The sodium hyaluronate and glycerin essentially bind whatever moisture you apply to the skin, and I will show you some really lightweight primers that will be good for oily skins. So when it comes to using the hydrating tonic, simply pour some onto a cotton pad, sweep over the skin, just to remove, as I said, any excess oil, so your skin is completely clean before skincare. Not too bad, but it's I can still see some dirt, and all I've done is take Bear to nursery. Ugh. Lovely London air. Okay, so when it comes to primers for oily skin, I have 2 that I use most often, and that is the Vitamin Enriched Face Base. Whilst it does contain some shea butter, which will soften the skin, it doesn't contain other oils that some makeup primers do, which are designed to super nourish and hydrate the skin. Therefore, the Vitamin Enriched Face Base doesn't produce a huge amount of shine. That's why it's one of my favourites, not only on brides, but also when I'm working on set. And then we've also had some fun endorsements for the likes of Kylie Jenner this year. How exciting. Alternatively, if you still feel that a cream is too rich for your skin, then try Bobbi Brown's Hydrating Gel Cream. Apologies for the lack of gel cream in this pot. I love it actually. Whilst my skin is normal to dry, I'll often use this as like a base day cream and then layer extra balm on top. However, if your skin is on the oily side, this super lightweight water-based gel formula will instantly refresh the skin and prepare the skin for makeup, but it won't add unwanted oil that's going to cause that unwanted, unnecessary shine. Now, when it comes to eye cream, the Extra Repair eye cream is such a stunning eye cream, but it might be that you choose to use it at night. For wear under makeup, especially for an oily skin, I suggest using the Hydrating eye cream. Again, it's a super lightweight formula, and just a little will be enough to plump any fine lines around the eye and get the skin ready for any concealer. Can you tell how I'm desperately trying not to touch my hair? Once you've applied your day cream, there are other products which can be used under makeup to help mattify the skin and reduce the appearance of open pores. The one that I use the most is the Skin Smoothing Pore Perfector. This formula helps to really soften the appearance of any uneven skin texture, and it also helps to mattify and absorb any excess oil on the skin. Algae extracts and glucosamine and some powder spheres help to instantly blur and soften the appearance of any pores, certainly through the T-zone. But what's great about it is it's super lightweight, and you genuinely don't really feel it on the skin. A good hack is that you can carry this in your handbag and also reapply on top of makeup for that instant mattified effect if you don't want to use too much powder. So you really don't need much. I'll just put a little, on the back of my hand. That's plenty. And then sweep over the area of skin either that you want to mattify or where you are concerned about open pores. So I'm going to take mine through my T-zone, down the nose, and over the front of my cheeks. And I'll blend it in, and actually, although I can't see what I'm doing, it has a beautifully soft finish. The touch, what am I trying to say? The feel of my skin where I've put the Instant Smoothing Skin Smoothing Pore Perfector feels beautifully soft. That's so funny. I'm so used to plumping my skin full of hydrating products that I'm used to seeing such a shine or a glow on my skin at this point. However, it's keen to state if your skin is on the oily side and when you finish your primers your skin is looking very shiny, that's indicative that you're wearing too much skincare, which can in turn cause your makeup to slip. Another little stroke of genius that Bobby had was creating the Instant Confidence Stick. And this stick acts similarly to the Skin Smoothing Pore Perfector, but not only does this help smooth and soften the skin, this also helps to blur the appearance of any fine lines, whilst also mattifying the skin. So on someone with an oily skin tone, it might be that you carry around your Instant Confidence Stick and blend that through your T-zone, over makeup during the day to help mattify instead of using powders. Alternatively, as I have done, you can use it underneath makeup, again for that really silky smooth semi-matte finish. Before I move on, let me do my all-important corrector and concealer. As always, I will use my Bisque corrector and my beige concealer. So much brighter. So I apply the corrector and concealer with a concealer blending brush, then I always go back with my fingers to pat the product into the skin. If you don't want to be using your fingers to blend your under eye concealer, you can simply buff the concealer in with the full coverage touch-up brush. Great, I always feel better when my under eye is brighter. When it comes to base makeup for those of you with oily skin, and I have two particular favourite options that I use most frequently. The first of which being BB cream. So BB cream I'd use for someone who wants more of a tinted moisturiser finish but doesn't want that added glow or oil that you get from a tinted moisturiser. And let's not forget, BB creams are SPF 35, amazing, thanks Bobby, but also they contain numerous skincare benefits. So it's like a lightweight makeup and skincare all in one. And I know some women who use this under makeup as a primer, in fact. I highly recommend the BB cream as a lightweight foundation for anyone with an oily skin. However, if you're looking for a bit more coverage from your foundation, then I highly recommend Bobby's Long Wear Even Finish foundation. The Long Wear Even Finish foundation is an oil-free formula. So if you don't want to add any extra oil to your skin, this could be the foundation for you. You can build this formula right up to full coverage, or you can just use a little bit through the centre of the face to even out any high colour if you so wish. I'm going to use the full coverage brush and use a stippling motion, as I find that if there are large open pores on the skin, a stippling motion helps to really work foundation into the skin. I'm using the Warm Beige Long Wear Even Finish foundation, and as you can see I already have the Skin Smoothing Pore Perfector through my T-zone plus a little bit of the Instant Confidence stick, and I'm just going to stipple the foundation over the top of that, and what you'll see is what you achieve is a really gentle, smooth finish. Look at that. I love it when for videos I use makeup I haven't used in a while. Wow. Love it. There we go. I'm so not used to seeing my skin this even, but also so matte before I've done any powder. Brilliant. So coming on to powder, whilst you all know I'm a huge fan of the Skin Weightless Powder Foundation, that is not in fact an oil-free powder, and it's amazing how many powders out there do indeed contain oil, which again can be adding to the problem. So I love to use Bobby's Sheer Finish pressed powders, and this one is in the colour Soft Sand. Now a tip for you, something Bobby taught me. Often if your skin is on the oily side and you've been using the powder puff from your compact powder, when you press that powder puff onto your skin, it can pick up the excess oil, and then when you pop it back into your compact, that oil can transfer onto your powder and it creates like a hard film. So if your powder has ever grown or had that kind of hard film that you feel you can't penetrate, it's most likely that it's oil that you have transferred from your face onto the pad and then back into your compact. The quickest way to avoid that happening is use your powder puff, mattify your skin, and then, sorry I don't have one to demonstrate with, my hand will do, place the pad back into the compact but with the sponge side up. So the sponge side will hit the mirror, thus not transferring any oil onto your powder and compromising it. You get me? Excellent. I hope that is helpful for some of you. So I'm just going to use a powder brush into my Sheer Finish pressed powder, and again stipple the powder through my T-zone to lock my Long Wear Even Finish foundation in place. Now it's great if your skin is oily if you have your powder compact with you and carry it in your handbag. However, I know so many women, myself included, who don't like to layer powders over their skin constantly throughout the day. If that's you, why not use some blotting papers? Bobby's designed this lovely compact, which I'm not ashamed to get out of my handbag when I'm on the go. And inside, it has a huge mirror. Hello, camera! It has a really big mirror, and then these wonderful sheets of blotting paper. So simply, you can very discreetly whip out a sheet, And whilst you're on the tube or something like me, you can very quickly just blot over any areas of oil, blot over any areas where you can see excess oil on the skin, and the paper will absorb that oil and help mattify the skin again without having to layer powder on top. However, if you're going out for an occasion or a big do, or if it's your wedding, what I love to do for final touch-ups is use a blotting paper first to absorb that oil, and then once I've done that, dust a light covering of powder on top again, just to reset any makeup. Okay, so I'm just going to warm my skin with the mandatory little bit of bronzer and blusher. Just going to use a little bit of the Stone Street bronzer today with my face blending brush over the higher points of my face. I'll whiz through this. Great, a bit of Stone Street bronzer and then a little bit of powder blush on the apple of my cheeks. Now I would suggest for those of you with an oilier skin, sticking to powder blushes is probably going to be more preferable than using a cream blush, purely because with cream blush you are adding a creamy texture over an area where we do have quite a few pores and sebaceous glands. So to avoid that, that dewy look, I'd stick to powder blushes. And this is my all-time favourite, Pale Pink. If your skin is on the oily side and you want a hybrid product like the Pot Rouge, which is for cheeks and lips, you can indeed use your art stick on your lip and cheek and it won't add excess oil to your cheek area. So for brows, whilst powders are used very often and I find really easy to use, if your skin is on the oily side, then you may want to go for something from the Longwear family, and I highly recommend Bobbi Brown's Perfectly Defined Longwear Brow Pencil. The pencil itself is a wax-based formula that is completely waterproof. So once applied to the skin, it adheres to the skin behind the hairs, and you'll get up to 16-hour wear. So not only great for those of you with oily skin, but also sweat and humidity proof also. It also comes with a spoolie brush at one end, so simply brush your brows and then take the Longwear formula through the brows, doing little strokes following the direction of the growth of the hair. Great, quick and easy Longwear brows. Now I find one of the questions I'm asked most regularly by women is how to stop eyeshadows from creasing. So whilst lots of us struggle with excess oil production through our T-zones, actually it's equally as common to find one produces excess oil on the eyelids. So I'm going to show you some of my favourite Longwear eye products that Bobbi Brown has designed for those women who not only want their makeup to last all day, who want to work out in it, swim in it, whatever, but also for those women who do secrete excess oil on the lid and find that powder shadows simply don't last. One tip that Bobbi taught me before any eyeshadow application, whether it's powder or Longwear product, is to sweep off any excess oil that may be on the lid. And it's as simple as running your finger over your eyelid just to take off any oil that may be sitting there. In last week's video, I showed you how to use Bobbi Brown's Longwear Cream Shadow Sticks. So this week I'm going to show you one of my all-time favourite colours. I remember when it launched, it must have been 2012, and it was called the Surf and Sand collection, and Beach Bronze Longwear Cream Shadow was one of the items that was launched in that collection. And on the day it launched, I was a studio manager at the time. I bought two, I don't know why two, I think I probably thought it was going to sell out or something. Two of the Beach Bronze Longwear Cream Shadows. I bought the Bronze Limited Edition mini brush set to go with it, and it has been a love affair ever since. I use this a lot on bridal clients if they want like a deepy, bronzy, smoky eye. Again, because no oil on the lid causes it to crease and it will last all day. Whilst I most often simply apply it with my ring finger, again, if your fingers secrete a lot of oil, I suggest you use the Longwear Cream Shadow Brush to apply it instead. Simply take the brush into your pot, get it loaded onto your brush head, and then sweep all over the lid from the base of the lid up into the crease, and then go back and soften any edges. You don't want to see any hard lines. With the same brush, I'm just sweeping some of the bronze along my lower lash line too. Following on with the Longwear theme, which is particularly good for anyone with a slightly oily lid, I'm going to use Bobbi Brown's Longwear Eye Pencil in Jet. Whilst this pencil is Longwear, I love it because initially it's soft. So you can apply it to the lower lash line and smudge it and soften it, and it will move and create a really soft smoky finish. However, once it's dried, which is about 30 seconds later, that's it. That liner is there for the day, and so often pencils smudge and run because of their soft nature. This is also a brilliant pencil to be taken in the waterline if you so wish. So I'm simply going to draw little strokes along the base of my lashes. Let me come closer so you can see actually. Hi guys! Because I know some people struggle with eyeliner. So you see I'm just doing keeping my eyes open, looking down into my mirror, and I'm really pushing the tip of the pencil into the root of my lashes all the way along, right to the outer corner, and then I'm just going to soften it with a smoky liner brush very quickly. Great, and that's probably about all the smudging I'll get with that. You've got to work quick. Great, my Longwear eyes are in place. I have full confidence that this isn't going to crease or smudge throughout the day, even on the most oily of eyelids. Now, when it comes to mascara, if your skin is on the oily side, I suggest you look for either water resistant or indeed waterproof formulas. I have two favourites at Bobbi Brown, one being the Intensifying Longwear Mascara, and of course the No Smudge Mascara. Whilst you know I'm a huge fan of the big buildable formulas like the Smoky Eye Mascara and the Eye Opening Mascara, you can still use those, of course, if you're prone to an oily skin. However, I suggest you use your No Smudge Mascara on top as a finishing layer to waterproof and coat your lashes. So you still get all that gorgeous volumizing, thickening benefit from using the formula of your choice, but you ensure that it doesn't smudge or come up onto the brow bone or under the eye by locking it and sealing it in place with the No Smudge Mascara. Mascara face! Very matte, my dear. Okay, and let's just finish with a sweep of that art stick I showed you earlier. This is the Dusty Pink, and the joy is you can simply sweep onto your lower lip, like that. As Bobbi says, smack your lips together, and you're good to go. So I hope that's been a helpful insight into skincare, primers and makeup suitable for oily skin. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've all had a brilliant weekend, and I'll see you all soon.